My name is Lauren Harris, I'm 35. I work at the Dutch Embassy in London as political attaché, and I studied French and German at University of Birmingham, and I graduated in 2000. I split my year between France and Germany, so I spent the first semester in Strasbourg, where I went to University of Strasbourg, but I also was an intern at the European Parliament there. And the second half of the year abroad I spent in Germany, in Bamberg, in southern Germany, where I was at university, and I was also a waitress in a biergarten. Definitely working at the European Parliament. I didn't go to university very much, don't tell my tutor, but it was absolutely fascinating because it was my first professional experience using languages. I think alongside languages, what's really important is to think about intercultural sensitivity. It's not enough to know the language of a country, you have to know how they think, how they behave, and to realise that the way you behave and think is not necessarily the only way to do so. At school, your teacher is responsible for making sure you learn the national curriculum, that you pass your exams. At university, I was astonished by how much I was expected to do for myself. And luckily, I was very motivated, but if you weren't motivated, you could spend every day in the pub and not actually pass your exams. I started learning languages when I was really little. My mum spoke Italian, so when I was little she used to speak to me in Italian, and that was a kind of party trick I had at school, being able to speak another language. And I studied French and German from 9. I've worked for the British Embassy in Paris and Brussels, and now I work for the Dutch Embassy in London, and previously I worked at the Japanese Embassy in London. So for all of my positions at embassies, I've been able to go back to the headquarters, whether it be in Japan, Belgium, or back in London. I studied French and German at university because that's what I studied at school, but in retrospect I wish I'd studied Chinese or Arabic. Be adventurous and be strategic, look at which languages are going to help you get a job in the future. So Chinese, Korean, Arabic are the ones that people are recruiting for now, not French and German. I think also that you have a language muscle in your brain, and the more languages you learn, the easier it gets. But it's also important to learn early, because I started Japanese when I was 21 and it was much harder than learning French at 9. So start early and learn a range of languages that will really help you to expand. When I learn a new language, I enjoy the kind of mind puzzle of matching up ideas in different languages. For example, learning Japanese, I went on the JET program when I graduated, and just the whole way of thinking and behaving is so totally different. It's really a good way to expand your horizons.